You're the first one, man.
Yeah.
First one in the new Jacket Nation studio. It's like, call it like 85% done. We still got a few little tweaks we got to make to it, but
still looks good though. I mean, I can't. It's nice.
It's
really
been
nice.
a work in progress, man. Swino's got it dialed in lighting wise, and do you know that's real turf?
It don't look like real turf.
Okay, but it does kind of
A little bit, I guess.
From a distance, it does. We had fun. We made that one day. We had this idea in mind, and we've had a few people walk in and we're like, "Did you get that from the field?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "No, actually, we got it from Lowe's with some spray paint."
I mean, from a distance, it looks like turf,
Right.
but
On camera, it'll look really good. But I couldn't think of anyone better to kind of have here and kind of showcase and highlight the new studio. And we wanted to talk about you because you're doing some huge things, right?
Yeah. Just slowly making bigger steps.
Right.
Yeah.
Still playing football though. Still doing your thing.
Yeah. Crazy. I never thought it was going to happen, but it's doing it. So
We'll get into kind of what you're doing now later, but I just wanted to get you in here and kind of talk about what your life was like or what it was like being a Jacket. Obviously, the program and things are changing every day or every year, but kind of touch on what it was like being a Jacket, get into a little bit about college and kind of your pathway to where you are now. So, so you graduated what year?
2019.
All right. So I'm sitting down with LHS alum Malik Culp. Not Malik.
Not Malik.
That's
Not
Timmy's
the other
fault.
one. Yeah.
Not the other
Not
one.
the other one.
Malik Culp, 2019 graduate, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about high school football and kind of what you did.
I mean, high school football is just, I don't know how to describe it really. I mean, it's cool just because you've obviously went through the program and all that stuff ever since you were little. And then you can actually finally play for the town and everything like that, that you've, lived in your whole life. So it's amazing. It's nerve wracking, obviously, the first time, because first time I played, I played a varsity game my junior year against Rolla. I was throwing up. I was scared. I can't even lie to you. I was so scared just because I didn't want to mess up or anything like that. But it obviously, being scared means that it means a lot. So it's just one of those things where, you just got to show out and, do the thing, really. So.
Really? It's, we've talked about it with other athletes and specifically football players, but you can't bottle up or really truly explain what a Friday night's like.
Yeah, literally cannot.
And we'll get into that because you played college football and there's just something. You mentioned the community. You mentioned there's something about those Friday nights. I still remember hearing those sounds and kind of feeling that emotion and all those things. And you mentioned youth football. When did you move to Lebanon?
Around 2004, around that time, yeah.
So you were young then because you graduated in 2019. So at 2004, you're 8 or 9?
No, I was 3. 3
or 4.
Yeah,
wow, my math's terrible.
So I was as soon as I got here, I was pretty much right into school, preschool and all that stuff.
Right.
I was just it's I was already here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So. Give me your most memorable Friday night.
I don't know, probably either one of the district championships, you know what I'm saying, against, I don't know, the one that always sticks in my head is the last one that I played in was against Willard. And I don't know what it is, but I always think of right before halftime when we were losing. I think we had not a lot of time left before we go into half. And I was I knew we needed to score. So, and it was just one of those things where you got to score just to even somewhat keep it alive. And us scoring it just that right before half, that's always replaying in my mind for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Got that momentum back. They talk about that. It's a big thing. I mean,
it is a really big thing.
I think Coach Drinkwitz from Mizzou talks about the middle 8.
Yeah.
That last 4 minutes and the first 4 minutes,
Literally.
last of the second quarter, first 4 of the third quarter.
Yeah.
How it can change and the momentum can swing.
It's very true.
So
even in high school and college, so it's very true.
So you guys won that game, right?
Yeah.
What was the final score? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but I just know we won, so it don't matter to me.
That's all that matters,
Yeah.
right? So, all right. So, graduated in 2019. First stop in college.
Northwest Missouri State.
Powerhouse.
Division
II, right?
Yep.
And they're the Northwest Missouri State
Bearcats. Yeah.
And they've won national titles.
Yep.
They've done it all, right?
Yeah. When I was up there, I got 2 conference championships while I was up there, so that's nice. And saw all 6 of the national championships.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, I gotta ask you, what were your aspirations in high school, and then how did they come to fruition in college? Because we hear everybody wants to be D1, like all of that, you know. And I don't want to call it a letdown because I mean you played college football, like that's in itself, just making it that far is a big thing, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, no matter, like you said, no matter what, everybody wants to go Division I. I personally wanted to go to Mizzou just because I had like that night at the zoo and all that stuff. And then obviously being from Southwest Missouri, I was expecting to get an offer from Missouri State, but that obviously didn't happen. And then I get an offer from Northwest Missouri State, and that's 6 hours away,
right?
Like up near Iowa. So obviously it's just, I wouldn't say it's, like you said, I don't think it's a letdown at all, because when I went to Northwest Missouri State, it was pretty much like a Division I experience.
Really?
It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just insane, really. It's the college life, the people, the fans. That you get thousands of fans no matter what, and it's literally like a Division I school, just on a smaller scale.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some key moments in your tenure at Northwest?
Meeting all my friends.
Yeah.
That's one. Obviously winning the championships, but it's mostly just making the friends, really. I mean, obviously winning on the field and all that stuff, that's going to come with it, but as long as you're not with your teammates and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. So
we hear and talk about like the brotherhood of football. Does it carry over into college? Because it's a little different, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a little different, especially now, just because people are transferring out every day, it seems like. So obviously, not hopefully, but like I think I came in like a really weird time because people were obviously staying no matter what, and then towards like my last few years, people were just transferring out. Like It was nothing. And so I'm happy that I got, whenever I was there for those 4 years at Northwest, that I made the friends that I made, and, you know, all the people that I made, even at Southeastern too, just because as offensive linemen, they don't transfer out a lot at all.
Right.
No matter where they're at, they're going to stay there. So it's just, I'm happy that I was an offensive lineman just because, you know, wide receivers, quarterbacks, corners, all them people, they always transfer out, and you never know who you're going to get. But I'm happy that I stayed there, stuck it out, and made the friends that I did.
What's give me the emotions or the feelings of a Saturday compared to a Friday night?
So ever since I was little, I always wanted to play college football. That was like the end all be all for me. I didn't want to go pro or do anything like that. So the first time I ran out there on the field, it was insane.
Really?
It's so crazy. Just because you have literally it's like 3 or 4 times more fans here, like at Northwest than it is here. So I was obviously like scared.
It wasn't like your first varsity experience. Though. You weren't puking and stuff, were you?
I was scared, but I mean, it's just insane. It's really hard to put into words. Like, it's one of those things that you have to experience for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But it's literally indescribable.
I can imagine like that Saturday afternoon, like just it's a different feeling, but it's still, there's probably some similar thoughts and things going through. But at the end of the day, is it just football? Like,
yeah, I mean, no matter what, you always still have to line up against somebody. So you got to try to dominate them every chance you get.
So freshman year, how was that? How was the transition from the talent in high school to the talent in college at a high major or a high level Division II team?
Yeah, obviously, whenever I was here, I was in the OC. The
Yeah.
OC is nothing compared to any
Right.
of the other conferences that I've ever seen or anything like that. And the speed of the game, I don't know. I guess the speed of the game whenever I was in high school, it just felt slowed down.
Right.
But whenever you get to college, it's fast. It's so fast. It's like it's sometimes it can be a little bit too much to handle.
Really?
But, yeah. But I mean, it's just one of those things that as soon as you get into the groove and everything like that, it's gonna become second nature to you.
Do you feel like, I know I've seen this or read it before, but a lot of athletes talk about the change from in high school, it was passion, it was for your community, it was for your team, your brothers, this, that, and the other. Did college ever feel like a job, or was it, I mean, is that a fair thing, or for you, was it different?
Nah, yeah. I mean, obviously, like the early mornings, like waking up at like 5 a.m. just to go work out and stuff like that, it does become like a job. And I don't know, it's just like, again, it's totally different from high school because, you know, you're just with friends and stuff like that you've already grown up with.
Right.
And when you get to college, you're with people that you've known for maybe a year or so.
Right.
And it's totally different. But yeah, there's times like it felt like a job, like big time.
Ever think about quitting?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kept you going? What couldn't you get over, or how could you not make that final cut? Like, just say I'm done.
The games.
The games
is fun. Yeah. Yeah. The games are really fun.
And I'm sure, like you mentioned, the camaraderie, the things you guys did, it's a little different in high school, going from teammates and brotherhood to college. Like, you don't have mom telling you to come home. You can kind of do your own thing and kind of experience that. And you mentioned you gained some really great friends from it, right?
Yeah.
Still keep in touch with a lot of those guys.
Yeah. About to be in some weddings here soon. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
it's about that
coming
time.
up on fast. So.
Yeah. So Northwest Missouri State, how many years?
4.
4.
Yeah.
And did you get your degree from Northwest Missouri State?
Nah, so like, when I went in there, it was fall of 2019, and then COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't play at all that year. So I got another red shirt. So I was redshirted like pretty much twice. And so pretty much like school that 2020 year was like kind of like off-putting.
Right.
Or I wouldn't say off-putting, but it was just like kind of set to the wayside, really. There was like nobody was at campus or anything like that. So it was mostly just football team practicing every day. And so
what was that dynamic like? Like, how did you guys handle that? Like, you go from this 2019, everything's going great, doing what you know is in your head. You achieved your goal of playing college football.
Yeah.
And then the world shuts down. The school doesn't shut down, but kind of does shut down. Then you're practicing with not knowing whether or not it was actually going to matter.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It just kind of sucked, really, just because it seemed like I worked all this way just to get there, and then I get like a taste of it, and then it's like ripped away from me. You know what I'm saying? And so it was obviously very hard. It was like at that point where it just felt like a job at that point, just because I'm just practicing every day. So I'm not really actually hitting anybody besides just my teammates. So
ones you've hit day after day after day.
Literally. So yeah, it was very hard at that point.
What did you guys do to kind of keep the momentum and keep the spirits high? Like, or was it just kind of a waiting game?
It was literally just a waiting game. I know, like, that 2020 like season, we would just practice like every day for like a few months, and then surprisingly we got Sioux Falls to come down and actually like do like a scrimmage against us. So that was nice, and that was like my actual first taste of like college football. That was actually because obviously 2019 I redshirted, and then 2020 was supposed to be like my first year like actually playing and stuff like that. So obviously going out there and going against some they were supposed to be like a playoff caliber team right there. So going against them was also nerve wracking too, just because everybody was there and watching, because that was the first time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. For sport.
People needed stuff to do. They had to get out of the house finally. They had the opportunity, and of course, you guys, no travel. You didn't get to experience the typical season of all the things that go with it. Bus rides, different stuff like that. Yeah. Did you guys get to fly much there?
Every playoffs.
Playoffs?
Playoffs, yeah.
But not regular season?
No. I mean, the teams we played were just in Nebraska and Oklahoma. So
Yeah,
in Missouri, obviously.
What's the furthest bus ride you had to go on?
To Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's like in the middle of nowhere of Oklahoma. It's like down south.
Yeah.
So that was it was like 8 or 9 hours just on a bus.
Yeah.
And the first time we went there, the heaters were on the whole time, so it was like deathly hot in there. We were driving, and we had to stop a few times just because the bus was steaming up of how hot it was.
But it wasn't just a regular school bus. So like
no,
you see
it was like a charter bus.
You're like, heck yeah, like we're gonna ride good, and then the heat's on.
Yeah, and it was like easily the worst bus ride I've ever been on. So
that sounds about right.
It was horrible, yeah.
But it's a memory. It's a good time. We talk a lot to. We had the opportunity last year to interview a bunch of high school kids and kind of talk about different things. And one thing I ask, and the majority were seniors, but some were underclassmen, but the bus rides were always something that they like fell back on as a memory and something they'll cherish forever. And I don't think we realize like football is football and you're playing it, and there's moments like you mentioned the Willard game, but like the things you hold on to aren't always what happened on the field. Yeah. It's those bus rides. I know Coach Christian and all the programs at Lebanon have been great about doing like senior experiences and stuff and kind of building those relationships outside. And I'm sure you guys did the same in college, right?
Yeah. Obviously, the bus ride to any game is really like where you're just like there pretty much. You're just you're like in the presence of everybody else. So personally, I try not to focus on football whenever I'm on the bus ride, just because I'm not trying to get myself too worked up before a game or anything like that. So obviously I feel like that's like the zen spot for me. So that or the hotel. Right.
Yeah. We had this weird deal in high school where somebody somewhere, an upperclassman told everybody that you had to, the minute you hit the city limit sign, you had to be quiet.
Yeah.
Like it was this weird like thing. And we had a buddy, and he would always make it awkward because 50 high school boys would stop talking from this made up rule. Mm-hmm. But then we had Corey Mitchell in the back, just like looking at buildings and being like, "Oh, Bass Pro," like all these like kid in a candy store, deer in headlights kind of thing. And it ended up everybody just laughed and had a good time with it. But that was always fun. So we get through freshman year, red shirt. Then COVID comes, shuts the world down, shuts college sports down. We make it through that. Then you talked about the bus ride. So what happened after Northwest?
After Northwest, I transferred to Southeastern Oklahoma State.
Right.
A school in Oklahoma. I had never even thought of even living in Oklahoma in the first place.
Right.
And so, I don't know. The head coach really is what brought me there. Like, I don't know. He was like a really down-to-earth person.
Yeah.
He was just like, he's a player's coach. I mean, he played at Southeastern in the 80s, and then no matter what, he always came back. He even has a Southeastern tattoo on him and stuff like that. So, in the offensive line coach, he reminds me of Coach Wade a lot, like so much. So, I don't know. It just seemed like it was like a full circle moment. Like I'm just going back home, just more south. You know what I'm saying? So,
how was your time there? Good?
Yeah, I can't complain at all. It was really nice.
Now, one thing that was kind of cool about when you went there was NIL kind of came into play a little bit there.
Yeah, it did.
Tell me a little bit about NIL and getting that opportunity to kind of do something that you get compensated a little bit. And
I mean, it was kind of crazy just because it was kind of like the wild, wild west, really. Nobody really knew what to do or anything like that.
But you knew you had opportunities.
Yeah, no matter what. I mean, there's like, we'd always have like meetings that go over like the NCAA rules and stuff like that. And there was like 2 or 3 meetings that we had, and it was just like about like if you get NIL deals, you got to sign certain papers and stuff like that, and just to make sure that it's like legit. That way the players aren't getting scammed and stuff like that.
Protect you guys too.
Yeah. And so whenever like this thing called Influxer, they got to Southeastern, because they're like a big thing. They like sell merchandise stuff through the schools
Right.
and stuff like that. And so I was one of the first players to sign, or I wouldn't say sign with Influxer, but like signed up for it and stuff like that. And so just seeing like having my name and number and on that stuff, and like, it's just crazy to think about, because back in like '05, whenever Reggie Bush was there, you would never even, he would get, you know, like what he did, like what happened to him. He got his trophy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
they're just now letting him back
it's
in.
just like one of those things where it's like, it's just wild to see. And then even just like in Division I too, you can see players making like $5 million.
Right.
And it's just insane.
I saw somewhere Mizzou, an estimate was Mizzou spent $31 million on NIL last year.
Oh my God.
Or I guess maybe this year, 2024, 25. It's insane.
Yeah, it's wild.
And I find it fascinating because like I enjoy the business building side and like understanding what you can do and the opportunities that are out there.
Yeah.
And I just saw like in the NIL space, Adidas signed six wide receivers in Division I. And like now the thing about NIL and what they're going to have to do is like Adidas signed those 6, right? Well, those 6 don't all go to Adidas schools. So it's going to be similar to the pro side where if you're at a school that's an Under Armour school, but you're signed by Adidas, like how do you do that? Because which takes precedence, obviously, probably the contractual agreement with the school and Nike or Adidas or things like that. Yeah. But seeing that, and then Missouri was always way ahead of the NIL game from a state level. Yeah. So seeing how all that, but I think what's really cool, and I bring all this up, is because it doesn't just have to be Division I athletes. No, and the opportunities you were given in that level and at that level were pretty cool too. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like there was like in the beginning of it, like there's a player from like Division II or like a lower like FCS Division I school, and they're making millions. They're like, it's just insane. Like anybody can literally make money off that stuff.
Right. So was it a full circle moment? Obviously you wanted to play college football, you got there.
Yeah.
Go to Northwest, play, do your thing. Go to Northeast Oklahoma, you can do the NIL deal. So was that like just another notch in the head post, or that's probably need to cut that part out, but another ring on the ladder, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I just never thought it. Like I was obviously whenever I I wanted to go to college, it was just like one of those things where I just want to play football. Right. I didn't think all these things, like all these other things, were just going to come with it. So it's just wild just to think about that.
So get done with Northeast Oklahoma. You get your degree, right?
Southeast Oklahoma.
My bad. We'll fix that.
You're all good.
So you get your degree.
Yeah.
What's your degree in?
Sports recreation.
Sports recreation. So like what do you want to try to do with that? What are the plans?
I don't even know really right now. I just, hopefully down the line, I want to be like a athletic director at like a college or something somewhere, or even just like a director of recreation, stuff like that. Just see like either at like a nursing home or, you know what I'm saying, something.
You want something where you can kind of watch people and kind of develop some programs.
Yeah, and just enjoy sports in general.
Right.
So
physical type stuff.
Yeah. I like being around the sports, so I'm gonna try to stay around it. So.
Gotcha. But the big thing you're doing right now is the Ozark Lunkers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because now you're getting paid to play, correct?
Yeah, literally. So I literally after Southeastern, after the last game in November, I was done with football. Just done.
You were choosing to be done, or
I was I'm good now. Like right. I think I did what I wanted to do, right. And then, but I also tore my shoulder in the last game of the season. And so I was like, I'm just going to get surgery, just be done with it and just, move on with my life and everything like that. Next thing I know, I get a text from like a bowl game in Dallas. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to play it. I might as well play it one more. Yeah. And then I play it. I haven't had surgery yet. So I play the bowl game with a torn shoulder. I get done with that. I have the head coach from the Lunkers text me. He's like, we need to set up like a call and all this stuff, other stuff. I just get out of my doctor's appointment to set up like my
surgery.
Yeah, set up my date for surgery.
You're like, I'm done. I want to get better.
I'm like, I don't know. I will see. He calls me, we talk and everything like that, and I'm like I'm literally just going to go into like I'm about to have surgery. He's like, well, we want you here and all this other stuff. I'm like, might as well. Like, might as well.
Okay.
I might as well. So I do that, have surgery. My recovery time was supposed to be I'm supposed to be done by July, August, just for recovery. But I got done like in late May. So like the first game was May 31st. I got done, or I was cleared the 1st of June, so the next day. And so it was just like, I'm trying to be done. Football just keeps bringing me back and back and back. And I'm like,
right.
But I guess football's not done with me at that point. So.
Right. Was this your first like real injury, or had you had some?
I mean, I tore my shoulder the first time in high school but like the week of Camdenton.
Okay.
And then right when I got to Northwest, I had surgery. So the whole first redshirt year in 2019, I was recovering from that. And then my last year, I tore it again. So it was just like, once I go in and then once I leave, it's the same thing over and over.
Gotcha. So you've not had to, we got to talk with a couple of players this year that like had to miss for injuries, and it doesn't sound like you've had to miss any actual games or kind of go through that emotion, right?
No, not really. I'm obviously blessed that I haven't had to, miss any games or anything like that. But like either way, the toll of injuries, it just hits you just because you're still sitting out of stuff no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
What's that like? What's that emotion like? Watching people have to get to practice, doing any.
Well, I mean, they can practice.
Yeah,
I'm cool with practice. Like they can have that, but I'm like games and stuff like that. I've never really like sat out of games besides like my first redshirt year. Right. But other than that, it's I bet it's gut wrenching. You know what I'm saying?
So what's Ozark Lunkers and indoor football like, or arena football? What's it like?
Insane. It's too fast for me, probably.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally the only offensive lineman out there, so it's just it's so weird coming from like 11-man football to 7-man football.
7-man, yeah.
So it's and I never snapped before. The first time I ever snapped was in the bowl game, and I barely snapped just because I was switching in with other offensive linemen and stuff like that. So, like my first actual snapping like in a game was the first game I played in against Eau Claire in Wisconsin. So it was just nerve-wracking just because I got to snap, block, and do all these other things. Now,
arena football, for those who don't watch it, or the overall concept is the same as regular football. Obviously, you want to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
And you want to keep the other team from scoring touchdowns. But there's some like unique rules in there where, like you mentioned, pace of like how fast it is. Like they get running starts, similar to like Canadian football, things like that. But from your, like, I think I saw one clip from a game-winning touchdown or something that happened. Like, tell me a little bit about the difference on the field and like what you're doing in arena football compared to 11-man.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, for me, it's the same. I'm just blocking somebody in front of me. But like I know for like obviously like the quarterback, they can't run down the field unless they have to stay inside the hashes, and then once they get past the line of scrimmage, that's when they can just pretty much go anywhere. And then obviously you got like the walls and stuff like that, and you have fans literally.
It's like hockey. It kind of gives that hockey feel to it, right?
It's like pretty much like hockey, just without the the tall glass and all that stuff. So it's just really weird, and I don't know. That was pretty much like the culture shock that I had whenever I first like played my first game,
right?
And it was just like you have fans talking to you,
literally
in your face. So I'm like, you have
heckling and supporting. You got some supporters.
But I mean, every game that I played in, it was away. So so it's just like, I don't know. It's just really weird because I'm not used to fans being literally right next to you. Right? Yeah. So,
I know the arena leagues doing some different things. I know there was a guy, I think his name is Malik. It might be. He was on Last Chance U.
Oh yeah, Malik Henry.
Malik Henry. Yeah. He's in the Arena League now. Yeah. Balling.
Yeah. I think he was in AF1 or something like that.
Yeah, like his stats were unreal.
Yeah, he was insane.
And Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about that. He started in the Arena League, got his kind of break there, bagging groceries and then playing in the Arena League or whatever it was, whatever that movie's all about. So, like, what do you see? What's the potential of Arena League, and how can it kind of move you in another direction? Do they scout that? Like, how's that work?
I don't know, really. I mean, I know our league is like really like it's growing really fast. I mean, this is only the second year, and we've already added 2 new teams and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think arena football is like what people think that UFL should be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because there's not a lot of like nobody really pays attention to the UFL, sadly. But
like the Battlehawks, right?
Yeah,
that's
UFL. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like I feel like this is like a really big stepping stone for a lot of people just to go to that next level, because like the Lunkers, they're like parted with the Battlehawks.
Okay.
And so like if we get signed to them or like move up and stuff like that, it's not going to be like a ding on us or anything like that.
Almost kind of like if you were to equate it to baseball, it's kind of like they're trying to develop a farm system,
yeah,
right?
pretty much. Yeah. I think of it like as like a G League kind of thing, but it's, I like yours a little bit better just because I feel like the G League is like the UFL or the CFL or something like that. But yeah, that's what I usually like think of it as, just like a farming team.
Are you enjoying it? What's that dynamic like? Like, what's a game day situation like for Lunkers compared to Southeast or Northwest?
I mean, it's obviously I like it a lot. I mean, it's amazing. Who doesn't want to play football?
You get to keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. So
you weren't done.
No, yeah. So
thought you were.
Yeah, but I don't know. You just, I mean, like I said, all the games that I played, they were away. So, you obviously just get on the bus, show up, and then you play your game, warm up, and all that stuff. You know, it's usually just like a regular football game and stuff like that, like a football game. But and then after that, like I'm used to like going straight home after games. They put us in a hotel and everything like that. And so I'm like, hey,
get a little life.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So I'm like, hey, that's cool with me. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, where's home now? Back living in Lebanon or working? I know you're working here in town, right?
Yeah, I'm back in Lebanon for now at least until the season's over, and then I'm gonna go back up to, or not go back up to, but I'm moving up to Kansas after this. So.
All right, where at in Kansas?
Miriam.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's out there? Another job, or you think you got some opportunities out there?
Yeah, I have a job being like a rec attendant at a country club up there, so that'd
cool.
be nice. So yeah,
right. Because
nice
right now, you talked about it. You're scaring kids at the YMCA camp right now, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Scaring like 7-8-year-olds.
But you're getting to use your degree a little bit, kind of get some experience, because you mentioned it's that fine line of experience with a degree and getting those opportunities is a little tough right now, right?
Yeah, it's very hard, obviously, just the economic climate, like I said. It's so hard just to really find anything unless you have like the right connections and stuff like that. But, you know.
So one thing that's really cool coming up, July 12th, right?
Yeah.
Lebanon night.
Yeah. So
you're going to be able to show out a little bit there and have some fun?
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
And is this going to be the first home game?
No, we had our first home game was May 31st. Okay. This is like, we were on a three game like away
road trips.
What I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then we had our first back home game this last weekend that we just had. So obviously the game July 12th, that will be our last home game before our last away game. So
okay. Yeah. Feel like what's the record this year? Like you guys got postseason admirations, or how does that work?
Yeah, I really hope we do make it to postseason. Right now we are sitting 2-3, but you know, we're getting ready to play the team that won the championship last year.
Okay.
And then we're gonna play another team that we've already lost to earlier in the season. So just got to get over those humps, you know what I'm saying? So.
All right. So that's July 12th, right?
Yeah.
So let's wrap it up a little bit, but I want to ask you, like, we're starting to understand and see better what kids in our community are, their aspirations, and how, you know, we've had younger kids that come up and they're like, hey, we watch Jacket Nation Sports, and we see it. What would you kind of tell the young Malik? Like, if there's kids out there watching and they have dreams and aspirations, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, golf, any of it, like, kind of give them a little bit of advice how to hit that next level. And like we talked about before, because if I'm doing one thing, like, and you know, Timmy and I talk about things like this a lot, but it doesn't always, like, Division II is really, really good.
Yeah, it really is.
Like how can you kind of resonate with a kid watching this that has those goals and thinks that it's D1 or bust? Like, there's some opportunities out there, man. You're getting paid to play football.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I always think about that chart that people would show up, like, there's only like a certain percentage that ever makes it to college. Like, I think there's like 3% of every high school athlete that makes it to college football and stuff like that. Right. So if you make it to that, like, you can't, like, nobody can take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? You're part of that 3% or that really low percentage. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's one of those things, like, you just have to keep grinding no matter what. It's always like the late nights, the extra workouts, stuff like that. It's, you know, making yourself marketable, putting your film out and all that stuff.
Right. Is it all worth it?
Yeah, for sure.
Still?
For sure.
I can see it in your face.
For sure.
Like when you brought up, hey, I was done, and then they called. Like,
yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because it is worth it, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't change anything that happened, so.
Any special, I mean, we're hoping this video and this interview gets out there everywhere, but, like, any coaches, any mottos, anything that you, like, always held on to, anything like that, or any coaches that you want to shout out? You mentioned your Southeastern coach and his tattoo, but, like, we know we've been fortunate in Lebanon for the longevity of Coach Christian.
Yeah,
and I know
sure.
Coach Christian has been a big Malik fan for a long time. Yeah. Seeing him and the support that all of the coaches, Coach Wade, Coach Summer, Coach Allen, Coach Christian, basketball coaches, like,
yeah, literally.
What's that like, I guess, or how have those relationships kind of grown and changed?
I mean, obviously I don't talk to him as much now just because I'm obviously out of high school and doing other things like that, but it's just wild to me just because from what I've heard, I have Coach Kimes. I don't know if you know who that is. He's like a middle school coach and stuff like that, and he helps with Varsity.
Okay, he does some stuff with the Lunkers,
yeah,
right?
He's a coach for the Lunkers, and he was telling me that they still even talk about me in high school and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's cool, but, like, you know, you got to talk about other people. I don't care about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm washed up now, I guess. So,
I'm still playing. I don't know about washed up.
I mean, but, you know, I don't need all that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just Malik, you know?
Right.
But I can't thank Tim, obviously, enough for being a big mentor, and you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about me.
Nah, yeah, you know.
We did go. You went to.
We did a lot of stuff together.
We went to Illinois, right?
Yeah,
you were on that trip.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff. So, I mean, you, Beatty, all them.
Yeah, you get to hang out with Nene.
yeah,
you got some time with him.
Exactly. So
he might have gave you guys all your nicknames.
Yeah, I think he did actually.
He did. Yeah, with nicknames we can't say on here, but but
personal names. So, but yeah, I mean, literally everybody in the community, I can't thank enough for, you know, supporting me, family, and all that stuff. So
right, I know your mom's a big supporter.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I see her stuff on Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, why would you not want that? You know what I'm saying?
Mama Culp.
Exactly. Yeah.
Timmy's told me some stories about Mama Culp.
Yeah.
Kept you in line, right?
Yeah. I mean, she has to keep 2 boys and a girl in line. Right. So yeah, it's a hassle. But I mean, again, I can't thank everybody that's helped me on this journey enough. You know what I'm saying? It's just, again, I thought I was just gonna be done after football, and I was ready to be done just because my body was just like, it's done. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly, I can't thank enough.
Well, I've enjoyed it. Obviously, we have had some times together, some road trips and stuff like that. But I've always respected you and your brother was always fun. He could take the razzing with the best of them.
He literally could be the brunt of every joke.
Right.
Like.
It felt like he couldn't get away from it no matter what he did. Maybe that's why I like him so much.
Yeah.
Similar to me, but watching you grow up and seeing the opportunities that have been put in front of you, and you've always been a representative of Lebanon. You've always made it known that this is where you're from.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate you. I appreciate you opening up to us at this level and getting to be, I couldn't think of a better person to have who's still doing the most, doing some stuff, and have you kind of out here in front and kind of seeing what we got in store for Jacket Nation. But we're fans. We're excited for you. We'll be following you, and you're always welcome back here if you ever need something to do.
Right.
We could create a Jacket Nation Sports and Rec.
All right,
and you'll be in charge.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Do something fun like
I'm
that.
Here for it.
I clearly get athletic, right? Look at me.
You never know. You never know.
Hey, I was doing all right for a little bit, but now we're struggling to get back in the flow of it. But we'll get there. We'll do some bungee stuff. I don't know if you saw that video.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that was fun. How big are you right now? What do you height and weight?
6'2", 290.
Okay, it'll support you because I'm not quite as tall, but I weigh more.
I'm good on that.
You don't want to do any bungee stuff?
Nah.
I don't know. Stay tuned. We might try to have a little fun with that. But Malik, thank you. We sure appreciate it. July 12th, Lebanon night.
Yeah.
Folks, get out, have a good time, watch you guys play, and we'll be chasing and watching the Lunkers.
For sure. Thank you so much.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.